Thank you all for welcoming Shabbat. So glad to see so many familiar faces, new faces. I'm Lee Crow. I'm part of the ritual committee doing lay-led services in the interim while we are searching for our next rabbi. This service is a little different, although the same if you were here last month. It's just the Kabbalah portion. It's the welcoming of Shabbat. It's all the Psalms. And you'll notice we will add some things at the end that are not traditional to Kabbalah, but really help bring our community together. So we will go from psalm to psalm, and we'll have some readers in English, we'll have some readers in Hebrew, but a lot of singing as they are psalms. For those of you who are new, we welcome you, and we invite you to maybe stand and introduce yourself if you feel so obliged, so we can see and recognize you, or maybe you haven't been here in a while. Go ahead.
Okay, we can have everybody.
I love that. Let's do that.
So if you're old and you're forgetting.
Oh, yes, a reminder. Let's do that. Thank you, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
So sorry.
I am Frankie, and I'm speaker.
I'm Eric. I'm Frankie's driver. You know that.
I'm Regev. I'm also part of the ritual committee.
I'm Kurt. I'm Rega's driver.
I'm Grace.
The Fuchs family here, Aviad, Maggie, and little Ben, moved here. Well, I moved to the States from Israel 10 years ago. For the love of my life, barbecue. And ended up in Oakland, Wisconsin 10 years later.
And I'm Cheryl Gilberstead. Unfortunately, my other half is at the hospital working tonight. almost 30 years.
And I'm Shelley Bradford, and I'm Lori's
Sorry.
cook. And we've been here almost 30 years too, long time.
And I'm Maury, and I'm sometimes Shelley's driver, but the group today, she's herself.
Matt, been here about 3 years, I'm on the mutual committee.
Beth, I'm Matt's oldest.
Hi, I'm Jill.
Hi,
I'm Becky Fierce. I was a member up until a few years ago.
I'm Linda with your mom.
So forth.
And I'll put my children on the spot. Could you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Ellen. Hi, I'm Ethan.
Hi.
Thank you all. It's so wonderful to see you here. We'll begin with our opening songs. It can be found in your folder, not to be confused with your prayer book, page 11. And after that, we'll follow with Kabbalat Shabbat, starting on page 145, back to the prayer book. This first song, Shalom Aleichem, welcoming in peace, the angels, and all of the blessings of Shabbat together, page 11. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei HaTov, Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lo'achem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tafuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Again, we turn to our prayer books, page 145, for Yiddiv Nefesh. Yiddiv Nefesh Avraham, Yiddiv Nefesh Avraham, Neshamatecha, Eretz Onecha, Neshamatecha, Yadai, Eretz Onecha.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we should speak into our hearts and into our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary and all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Next, I'd like to invite Maury from the seat for Psalm 95 on page 146. He'll be reading a paragraph in English, and we as the congregation together will respond to the following paragraph back and forth responsively.
Come, let us sing to Adonai. Let us shout praises to our powerful Savior. Let us approach Adonai with thanksgiving. Let us sing out our songs of gratitude.
For Adonai is a mighty God, ruling over all those called gods. From the deepest valley to the highest mountain, all that exists is in your hands.
The sea is yours and you created it. In your own hands fashioned the dry land. Come, let us be humble in your presence as we worship you, Adonai, our Creator.
For you, Adonai, you are our God, and we are your people, your flock. We are the sheep tended by your hand, and today we need to heed your voice.
Do not become obstinate. Do not try my patience. As your ancestors did at Massah in the desert, directly after experiencing all of my miracles.
I decided they were a rebellious people, a people who do not understand my ways. So they wandered in the desert for 40 years, while I waited for that generation to pass. One that would never find sanctuary, even in my land.
We continue with Psalm 96 on the following page, 147. L'Adonai Nariya Letzor Hishenu Shiru L'Adonai Kol Haaretz Shiru L'Adonai Shir Hadah Shiru L'Adonai Kol Haaretz Shiru L'Adonai Shir Hadah. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru L'Adonai Kol Haaretz Shiru L'Adonai Shir Psalm 97, but a version found in your red songbook on page 9. Frankie so beautifully has introduced us to our congregation. I want to encourage with all these voices we have tonight that it's actually around. So when you hear one of the melodies that you like, stick with it. The next group will continue on and we'll make some beautiful music together. Bum biddy bum bum biddy bum bum biddy bum bum biddy bum bum. Where's our ruach? Bum bum biddy 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 bum. Now the namanas. Namana 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 namana. Or the biddy bum. Namana 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 namana. Or the ruach. Or the ruach latzadik unishvelech simcha. Or the ruach latzadik unishvelech simcha. We must keep our hopes alive. We must raise our voices high. We must hold each other tight. We must stand up in the night and be alive. For the ruach latzadik unishvelech simcha. We must spread our love around. We must seal this spiritual sound. We must work till peace has come. We must love and live as one and be alive. For the ruach latzadik unishvelech simcha. I now invite our reader Rega up for Psalm 98.
אדוני מלך תגל הארץ, ישמחו איים רבים ענן וערפל, סבביו צדק ומשפט, נכון כיסו, אש לפניו תלך, ותלהט סביב צריו. הערו ורקב תבל רעתה, ותחל הארץ, ערים כדונג, נמסו מלפני אדון כל הארץ, יגידו השמיים צדקו, ועל כל העמים כבודו, יבושו כל עובדי פסל, המתהלים באלים, התחרפו לכל אלוהים.
We turn to our next Psalm 99 on page 150 at the bottom left in bold, Roman numeral. Kocho. Keep Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Rodenu. Keep Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Rodenu. Rodenu Adonai Eloheinu Berishamahu Lehar Kocho. Rodenu Adonai Eloheinu Berishamahu Lehar Kocho. Keep Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Rodenu. Keep Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Rodenu. Rodenu Adonai Eloheinu Berishamahu Lehar Kocho. Rodenu Adonai Eloheinu Berishamahu Lehar Kocho. Next, I welcome up Matt Milner for some reading.
Breathing in, take in the fresh air of Shabbat. Breathing out, let go of your strivings. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Like every other week, it has been a week of struggle. At times it seemed that everything was going wrong. At times it seemed we went from crisis to crisis. Although much is yet unsettled, on Shabbat we pause, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. As Shabbat approaches, feel your concerns drift to the back of your mind. Let your struggles float away for a day. Breathing in, take in the fresh air of Shabbat. Breathing out, let go of your struggles. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. We let go of the week as we welcome Shabbat. We let go of the week as we welcome Shabbat. Page 151, the lower left gray box in English. Please read responsibly. Please use your power to free those who are tied up.
Please accept the songs of your people and purify us.
Please care for and protect those who seek your unity.
Please treat them with blessings, mercy, and justice.
Please lead your community through your generosity.
Please look kindly on those who have your holiness.
Please accept our prayers, you who knows our secrets.
Blessed is the essence of your majesty forever.
We continue with Lachado D, found on page 152 into 153. We do skip some verses, so it's 1, 2, 5, and then the very last one, number 9. Speaking of number 9, when we go to Boi Chala, we stand up to greet the bride of Shabbat into our sanctuary, and it's customary at the end to then turn back to the ark and receive the bride into our prayer space together. So again, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Shema Echad. L'Shemot Tiveret, B'Nifila. Yai, 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 Yalalalalapati. Yalalalalapatala. Yalalalalapatei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Echad. Mikach Shabbat, Reuven Echad. Ki mikor haberachah, merosh tikedem le'esukah. Sof ma'aseh b'chach tefillah. Yai, 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 Yalalalalapati. Yalalalalapatala. Yalalalalapatei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Echad. Kitoreri, Kitoreri. Shir Tameri, Yevot Adonai, Galach Tekilah. Yai, 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 Yalalalalapati. Yalalalalapatala. Yalalalalapatei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Echad. Ohi v'shalom, Ater Efala. Gam b'simcha, v'tola. Tov emuneh, am tegulah. Ohi v'hala. Our next psalm can be found on page 154. This is Psalm 92. We'll actually be doing two songs. One means more sheer, which is on 154, and then we'll flip the page to 155 for Sadiq Kasimar. Since I'm introducing them together, we'll just go from one to the next. Means more sheer. More sheer, Le'yom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, U'lezamer l'shivcha elyon, U'lezamer l'shivcha elyon. More sheer, Le'yom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, U'lezamer l'shivcha elyon, U'lezamer l'shivcha elyon. Lehagid b'boker b'sacha, ve'emunah b'leilot, l'le'asot aleina vel alei tikadon ולזמר לשמך עליון. ישמח תעני אדוני בגואלך, מעשה ידיך בני. מגנו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר נאום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. לזמר לשמך עליון, לזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק התמר יפרח יפרח, צדיק התמר יפרח, צדיק התמר יפרח יפרח, צדיק התמר יפרח. כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, יזכה. כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, יזכה. צדיק התמר יפרח יפרח, צדיק התמר יפרח, צדיק התמר יפרח יפרח, צדיק התמר יפרח. כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, יזכה. כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, כארץ הלבנון יזכה, יזכה. Next, I welcome up Abby for a reading and for our teaching today.
Okay, so page 155, Psalm 93. I'm going to be doing this in Hebrew. Adonai malach miut lavesh, lavesh Adonai עוז יתעזר. אף תיכון תבל בל תימות, נכון כיסך מאז, מעולם אתה. נשאו נהרות אדוני, נשאו נהרות קולם, יישאו נהרות אחים. מקלות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני. עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נווה קודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. That's my little guy there. It's the star of the show, as always.
Try to help.
He's doing a great job. Okay, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Aviad Fuchs. I'm new to the community. Some of you may have known me from a few years back when we just came visiting here, but there's no place like home, and we decided to move here to Wisconsin, to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. My wife is very happy about it. I'm going to be happy after I pass winter, but we'll see. So a few weeks ago, Frankie asked me to do a Tar Torah for this service tonight. I'm honored. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Usually I let my wife go over any important message that I send out, any important emails or messages. This time I did everything by myself, so it's going to be a surprise for her as well. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but in any case, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be talking about Parashat Shoftim, which is this weekend's Parasha. This Parashat Shoftim, is the 5th section of the book of Dvarim, and it continues the farewell speech of Moses from the Israelites and from the world. This is the personal will that he left behind also for us. In this parasha, there are 41 mitzvot, and among them, writing a Torah book, laws of war, fighting, idolatry, and more. I decided this evening to focus on two mitzvahs that I find to have a special meaning for me, and in a way complete each other. So, without further ado, let's start. Question number 1. What is the biggest danger when you succeed and rise to greatness?
You forget God.
That's actually not a bad answer.
Can you repeat what he says?
You forget God.
Right, but I don't think they can hear in the back, that's why. If you would, if
Talk
you
loud.
would repeat it.
Lost your
You
voice.
forget God.
You become arrogant.
There you go. Okay, so it is called pride. And history is full of cruel and power-drunk rulers. One example from history on how to overcome pride is what's called memento mori. Remember that you shall die. It is said that in ancient Rome, the expression was used in the event of the triumph, the victory march of Roman commander returning from battle. Behind the victorious commander stood a slave, and his job was to remind the commander that today he may be in Igra Rama, which is an Aramaic phrase meaning on top of the world, but tomorrow is a new day. The slave fulfilled his goal by reminding the commander that he is only a man, immortal, that he is a memento mori. This week's Parsha Shoftim, warns the Israelite king about the exact same thing. It says that his heart be not lifted up above his brothers. This phrase caused many commentators to dwell on the main obstacle facing the king. The government, the success, the high class, the publicity, all pose a danger. Power corrupts, as we all sadly know. The king may forget where he came from and the source of his power, and put himself in the center. Rabbi Yonah, who was the head of the Tiberias Yeshiva in the 4th century, wrote that his heart be not lifted up above his brothers is meant to all of us, and as we were warned in this, to remove the measure of pride from our souls, and that the elder or more experienced should not be prouder of the younger. So not only the king is in such danger, but each of us, in each new position or status, may become too proud to. Both a powerful official in the government or a veteran teacher in a high school. And what do you do when you enter such a risk group? The Torah places many stipulations before the ruler. And one of them is the very connection to the Torah. The king is supposed to write a Torah book for himself and study it as a remedy against arrogance. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them. Question number 2. Is it a compliment to be an innocent person? What do you think, Eric?
No, we should all be innocent.
Okay, that's a good answer. Any other answers? Is it a compliment to be an innocent person?
Innocence is often not something you do, but it happens to you because of lack of experience or whatever. So I'm going to venture, no, it's not a compliment.
Okay, I'll go with that. Would any of us point this out as a positive character in someone? Not really. In a job interview or when meeting a new colleague at work, no one will enthusiastically say, oh, this person is so great, he's so innocent. But in this week's parasha, there appears a lovely verse. You shall be innocent and wholehearted with your God. He reminds us that innocence is not just childish naivety, but an essential character. The verse appears in the parasha against the background of the warning against the worlds of magic, mystics, and other types of idolatry. Innocent, or tamim in Hebrew, is someone who does not try to guess or predict the future by asking magicians and fortune tellers, but accepts reality and looks for the good in it. He does not indulge in mysticism, in what will happen speculations, but has an innocent faith in man's free choice, his ability to correct and influence. Rashi defines it this way: be innocent with your God, walk with him innocently, and wait for him, and do not inquire about the future, but accept everything that comes to you with innocence. And then you will be able to be with your God. The Tishrei holidays do not suddenly land on us. Every year, we get a month of preparation, thought, and optimism. You can change and you can be changed. It is possible to fix relationships between a person and a place, Adam lemakom in Hebrew, and between a person and his friend, Adam lechavero in Hebrew. Today is the first day, or the Rosh Chodesh of Elul, the month of Teshuvah and mercy, a month that deals with what is happening deep inside, in the person, his measurement, his character, and his behavior. I urge everyone to look inside and ask yourself, am I too proud of myself in a wrongful way? Am I innocent enough in a positive way? This week, in some Sephardi congregations, they begin to say or forgiveness prayers. And there are many customs that are practiced starting from this week. One example is blowing the shofar. It is also a custom to start saying Gmar Chatima Tova from today until Yom Kippur. So allow me to be the first one to wish upon all of us Gmar Chatima Tova, and thank you for listening to me and my weird Israeli accent on this Shabbat evening. Gmar Chatima Tova.
Thanks, Aviad, so much for those words of wisdom, and I just wanted to share a fun fact, if you will. In 2001, this was actually my bat mitzvah to our portion Shov team. So the first time I was ever called up to lead, and now I'm in front of all of you in services. It feels very full circle to be here in Eau Claire and have found my congregation on this particular parsha. We now turn our thoughts to those who are in need of a prayer of healing, as I invite Frankie up for a reading and our Misha Berach song. While she does so, please bring to mind those in our community, in your families, your friends, your loved ones who maybe need an extra blessing tonight. And at a point in the prayer, we'll pause and share their names if you are comfortable with that.
So as our gazes meet, I'm going to gather the names first, and then we'll join in Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach prayer, which is in your Siddur. It's on page 82 on the right-hand side, the last two paragraphs. So go ahead and lift up anybody, their names, their situation, who you would like to lift up in prayer for healing, in body, in mind, and spirit. And I'll just go around the room, and as I catch your gaze, go ahead and share a name. So I'll start with Regev and Kurt.
Lynn Vaughn, Sigurd, and my sister-in-law's mother, Mary Charles, for her eldest in 3 places.
Simcha ben Avia, Carol, and Elke Shulamit, Bat Miriam, Leah.
Anyone else? Let's join in praying for these people that we've shared and those who have remained unnamed and perhaps are in your hearts or minds. Misha Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leilotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Eloheinu mikor habracha li'imoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Our thoughts now turn to those whose lives have touched our lives. Some of us may stand to remember relatives or friends. Others rise to recall those who died and have no one to remember them. Still others may stand in silence in support of those who recite these words of faith as Jews have done throughout the ages. We recall all those who were dear to us and give thanks for the moments we shared. And we'll share names in a moment. I'll start by sharing the names of those who are on the board and also in our newsletter from the past month whose yard sites we remember tonight and this month. Michael Dahman, Abel H. Deutsch, Margaret Moses, Florence Cohen, Meyer H. Brisman, Louis R. Weinberg, Al Fredson, Ann Siegel Goldstein, Rose Brenner, Barney S. Abramson, Natalie Laley Ray, Lolly, thank you, Anna Eliazon. And I would like to just share the couple of names of certainly David Gordon from our community, who we loved and miss. My sister's best friend from high school, Lori, whose memorial was kept today, 66-year-old, very good friend of hers. And then as we go around, share any other names that you have.
My late partner, Carl Young.
My aunt Isabel Mayer. And the people of Hawaii.
Thank you. And those who are keeping a yard site tonight, I invite you to stand first if you are personally in mourning and observing your yard site. And then I invite the rest of the congregation to stand with you in support. And we recite the Mourner's Cottage together, if you wish, on page 182. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma divrach ute, ve'amlik malchute, ve'chayachon u'vyomechon, u'vchayei v'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kariv v've'nu, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'elam u'le'almai, amen. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yita'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shnei kedusha v'reichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirta tushbachata v'nechemata jamiran v'yama v'yru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya והחיים עלינו כעל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
May be seated. Once again, thank you all for being here. This is a moment for announcements. If there are any, feel free. We can be comfortable here and share things. I know the bulletin went out and there's some very important dates in there with high holidays coming up. And in the interim, I believe our book club will be meeting in September, so definitely some things to look out. Yes, Lauren?
Yes, Joey Wise.
Thank you, yes.
A great guy, those of us who are old timers remember him as a always smiling, goofy trumpet playing kid. He made Aliyah, but is moving back to Milwaukee. He is a real mensch. He will be speaking here Sunday morning at 10:30 on how we got here, 3 millennia of Jewish history, the people and places and events that shaped the Jewish people. Do the math. He's covering 3,000 years in 60 minutes. That's 50 years per minute. It's gonna be wild. No, he's a great guy. He spoke here last Sunday on his spiritual journey that brought him from Fall Creek to Jerusalem. Looking forward to his coming back 10:30 Sunday morning.
I'm not gonna make Kiddush tonight, but I just wanted to thank the ritual committee again, and particularly for this service. Again, it was a really lovely service, and I know you worked very hard, so thank you. And I'm really glad we could do cottage, that there was a minion. I'm very happy.
Yeah. Thank everyone for coming. This is a wonderful program.
Just a quick announcement, we had put it on the website and I think, where else did it go out? I think it maybe went out as an email for September 2nd. We were going to do a Torah reading Saturday morning. Friends of ours from Asheville, North Carolina were going to be up from the Conservative Synagogue and they had offered to do Torah reading and a Torah study, but they delayed their trip. So that is actually just so you know. Just wanted to let you know.
And as Shelley mentioned, there will be Oneg, Kiddush, Motzi, all of that after services downstairs. Before that, we'll close Adon Olam on page 112. We'll do all 5 verses. So if this is a new melody for you, you have plenty of time to catch on. This is known as just the French Sephardic melody, not actually attributed to a specific composer. And we'll do this together. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nira Ve'ein Nasa V'Chaso Kol Asai Melech Shemo Nira Asai Melech Shemo Nira Ve'afarei Miklot HaKol Le'ado Miklot Torah Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Holech Ve'hu Yediyah Ve'tifara Ve'hu Yediyah Ve'tifara Ve'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni Ve'am Shilo Ve'hafira Ve'li Reshit Ve'li Tachlit Ve'lo Ha'oz Ve'ha'nifra Ve'lo Ve'ha'nifra Ve'hu Eli Ve'chai Go'ali Ve'tzor Ve'li Ve'ezara Ve'hu Nisi Humano